Hello, Fluffy here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome back. How's everyone doing today? We have got a good one for you today. Now, you don't really see this champion out and about, but I figured why not show her some love. Supreme Athel, or Athel, however you want to pronounce it. Supreme Athel. Is she a Nuker? Is she a support? Is she a mixed champion? We're going to find out. I am going to put her in a hybrid build. I could slap her in my Trunder's gear, but let's be honest, would you put a champion like Supreme Athel, let's just go with Athel. Would you put a champion like Supreme Athel in your best gear, or some of your best gear? Or would you just put her in good gear? So, I'll put her in the gear that I just slapped onto Alice. 97% crit rate, I don't really care. 330 accuracy, 256 crit damage, 223 speed, 3.6k attack. We will put that on. Got the crit damage gloves. These are some of the best gloves on my account. They're on Alice temporarily just until I do a big re-gear of my account. Got attack percent chest with crit rate roll. We got pinpoint speed boots. That's pretty good. I eventually want to rework this ascension to speed to make it very good. Just got some speed and accuracy rolls, some speed crit rate roll, and triple crit rate with some speed and accuracy substats. Got pinpoint ring, crit damage fell piece, and an accuracy banner. I prefer that to be triple speed instead of triple defense, but what can you do? No relic. She's not fully booked. She has one more book to go into the A1, so this is 10% less damage on the A1 than there normally would be. The A2 is fully booked for damage, just not the cooldown. The A3 has no books in it yet. Passive has no books in it yet. Now, in case you don't know what she does, her A1, exemplar of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, attacks one enemy if there are any enemies under a freeze debuff, also attacks them. Decreases the enemy's attack by 3% whenever this champion hits an enemy with this skill. Stacks up to 30%. Also increases this champion's attack by 3% whenever they hit an enemy with this skill. Stacks up to 30%. Now we'll switch. Now we'll skip the A2 for now. Go straight to the A3. Ever Faithful. Books till 4-turn cooldown, but because it's an extra, this skill grants an extra turn. It's basically a 3-turn. It places an increased attack, increased crit rate, shield, and increased accuracy. Places a 50% increased attack buff, 30% increased crit rate, shield buff, and increased accuracy buff on this champion for 3 turns. Then grants an extra turn. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's attack. The passive, Frosty Glare. Books an extra 15%, so has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on attackers for 1 turn when hit while under a shield buff. Has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn whenever a shield buff on this champion is removed by damage. I eventually want to get her fully booked, but she's not a priority. Once I stop pulling champions that of more priority to book, then I will finish booking her. Now the A2. This is the main skill. Cold Company. Books till 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies before attacking, has a 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. Now, this skill doesn't need books to book the percentage. Just damage and cooldown. So you don't have to book her to use her as a support. This will ignore strengthen, ally protection, and unkillable buffs, as well as 20% of the target's defense on enemies under a freeze debuff. That, when she got buffed, I'm pretty sure they added in this part here about the 20% of the target's defense. That way it negates the most, if not all, of the damage mitigation that freeze in companies, which is good. She has an attack or in arena by 35%, even though it probably never gets used in arena. These are her masteries. Just went straight down to Helm Smasher, nothing all that special. And yeah, her overall stats, as you saw, 3.6, 223, not crit capped, 256, and 339. Now let's run her in. Actually, let's go into Dragon first. Let's go to 25. Let's bring her in. Yeah, let's. Now, won't put her in the front. Decrease defense. She buffs herself, so. Actually, let's put Karma in here just for the hell of it. Put the decreased defense and weaken out. How come on Dragon it always resists a little, even though they've got more than enough accuracy? Put the buffs up. That's a nice little shield, even though it only got 3.6k attack. Now we'll do the A2. We'll move up a bit. There we go. 40 to 60. So 41,000 here, 61, 61, 61. So that's pretty decent. Let's try get that on. Decreased defense is now on that one too. So if I open up this one, attacks one enemy. If there are any enemies under a freeze, attacks them all. So this becomes an AoE now. I saw 20 something and 40 something. You just can pause the video on the damage. That's what I do with other content creators' videos. So that's a pretty nice amount of damage. You can get some control out of her and a fair amount of damage for the waves. Because, yeah, there's a lot of control, a lot of damage. You can just as easily build her with a bit less attack. The AoE only attacks those under freeze. $72,000 on that one, and that was the A1. Now, I haven't gotten out of it because I want to see the A1. The decreases the enemy's attack and increases this champion's attack whenever they hit an enemy with this skill. So that's why I just kept trying to spam the A1. Now this time around, that's all I'll do. I'll reset everything, hit the decrease defense, I'll put the buffs up, and 92, just cycle through the attacks 89. Oh Jesus, that's it. But yeah, one shot and she's down. But in a normal team, for example, in a normal team I'd run, let's go down here, Dragon Hard. If I took him out and put her in, let's make sure she prioritizes her A3 before the A2. She's got the weird AI where she'll use her A2 before her A3. I swear all Athels do that. Let's just run this quickly. This is my Dragon 10 hard team. So you might not get much view from her on the waves. Actually, let's take this off auto, otherwise He-Man will just destroy this wave too before Athel has a chance of doing anything about it. 20,000 on the A1 without any debuffs, and you can see every time she hits the A1 it decreases her attack and it also increases her attack. So everyone's got, most of them have the decrease defense up, all of them have the weaken up. So if I do the A1, it increases her attack, decreases their attack, and it just ramps up. Let's just see if we can get as many attacks out of her, or out of her A1 as we can before. See, already at 40, oh that one was on a freeze, we have 40,000 on that A1. So you can build her as a good enough damage dealer while getting the support utility out of her. 43 A1, that is pretty nice. Let's just move on to the dragon now. Put this on auto so it goes quicker. Getting those buffs up. 26. Now the decreased defense and weaken her out. 64,000 from Athel. $53. So she won't be very good on the boss, but for waves, if you are looking for like a control and damage in the same champion, she could very well be a control. Like if you don't have a Torment, for example, but you do have a Supreme Athel, she's got the freeze control like Torment does. She can smack as well. 460,000. Fair enough, Methuala did more, but yeah. She is more than good enough to build as a support and damage, but her main area is that you'd use her is Arena. Now let's just try put her into this team. Might have to put her in a more of a go first team, maybe. Okay, I wasn't expecting to go first. Let me just try A1 the Arbiter down. Let's get the freeze off. 58,000 on Amina. And the kill. Let's hope for a weak hit. No, okay. Getting the A1, 27. It took down over half her health. And it's over. You can very much use her. This fight's probably gonna end bad, but I'm just gonna go down the list. If I lose, I lose. No, I will actually have to. Let's trigger him. Now, if you were actually going to use her properly in arena, I would build her in a stone skin and something else. Now, I might actually make that change. Yeah, might quickly make that change. Let's have a look, because I had Alice in a 1-turn stone skin. She's got 2 stone skin accessories. So yeah. Let's see what stone skin accessories equipped. Alright, cool. Let's just do them 2. Let's just do that. There we go. Now let's try for this one. Yeah, because she's attack based, you wanna try put her in like a stone skin style build if you're going to build her for arena, which is where she's mostly used. Now I need to kill Siegfried. I need to make sure Siegfried's not last. Trigger that. Revive with the block of damage. That doesn't matter because monkey. Damn. That's what I get for versing a team like that with a team like this. Yes, good. I said I was going down the list. Let's go down the list. Oh, those buffs. Try strip the stone skin. Got it. Monkey's the fastest? Really? Let's trigger. Oh, I can't block buffs. Let's do that. There we go. Siegfried is down. Duchess got frozen. I was about to say slapped, but no. Duchess got frozen. Let's do some damage there. Of course, he just revived. Let's do some AoEs. Keep that revive. Let's do some A1 26,000. Duchess is frozen. 15,000, but got the kill. Loki's turn. How many passives is Loki gonna proc? Of course, he's got the. Let's go for the AoE and the passive procced. But at least his veil is gone now. I just save that since everyone's got block buffs on. Stop procking. Jesus. Surprised that monkey couldn't take down my... Let's get the A2 back. Freeze and done. If RNG's not on my side, I will get one-shotted here. Yes, she resisted the... And that Tronda used her A2 instead of her A3, which for Arena, you want your Tronda to use her A3. Everyone's frozen. Madame Ceres is dead. The rest are nearly dead. Now we can clean them up. Got the weak hidden and the A1. 30,000 A1. UDK with their team. This is a... Now this is a stall team. Not much of a good one, but still a stall team. Let's put the block buffs up. And even though Wither could just cleanse it, let's get the freeze out. Almost took UDK down. However, I don't expect this team to be very difficult at all. Try to avoid using any of Harima's skills. Try to showcase Athel as much as I can. Sleep her so she doesn't cleanse. So A1 someone that isn't frozen, and it still AoEs those that are, which is quite cool. Now let's... Actually, I'll save the A2 for when she has her A3. That way I can hit it when she has the buff. She's gone and healed everyone, that's nice. That is fantastic actually. Oh, revive, nice, thank you. You just gave me another chance to show her off. So yeah, she is pretty good. Just depends on where in the game you're at, what champions you have, to whether or not you can get any use out of it. And I wouldn't use her as an alone nuker. For example, I wouldn't have her in a team where she's the only damage dealer. Now, I'll start using this team as if I was actually using it, not just showcasing her. So I won't be holding back any of Harima's skills. Using this team how I would normally use it if Supreme Athel was in there. Island is the annoying one. I'll work on him first. And freeze. Island is down. And they're all still frozen. Done. So she's definitely pretty good. I'd recommend building Athel out in a hybrid build to get the most utility out of her. Ouch. This team absolutely wrecked me. Of course you just clutched a revive, why wouldn't you? Come on, let me go, let me go. Oh, if I could just get that A3 off, I would have clutched that so hard. Now, hold on, let's put that in there. Let's see if she can go in this team. You never know. sorry Athel, you might not get a turn here. Oh, you will. All thanks to weak hits. And I need to get this up. Yes. Yay. See, that is her passive at work. Because he's frozen right now. That's the passive. Because she got the shield when Warlord used his A2. And he monkey A1'd into her. Which means it would have been the 35% chance of freezing when the shield is removed from damage. So you have that booked, it's a 50-50. But yeah, even unbooked, you can see that it does work. So I would recommend this champion any stage of the game, depending on if you need this type of champion. She could be useful in defenses. If you're putting her on more of a slow team, I'd recommend a 2-turn Stone Skin, or if you have the gear, put her in more of a resistance build to try and prevent the Stone Skin from being stripped even more. If anyone's gonna survive, yep. Freeze and dead. So yeah, I think Supreme Athel is severely underrated. There she is. 'Cause yeah, her A1 isn't even fully booked for damage, and it was putting out some okay damage. But this A2 is where it's all at. This passive is very, very handy. It can be very annoying. I've never put her in an actual team, but I'm actually thinking about experimenting with a defense team with her in it once I get her booked and I get this passive booked. So this is 50%. Then I want to put her in like a 2-turn Stone Skin support style build for Siege to try get as many freezes off as I can, to try be as much of a pain in the ass as possible. But enough rambling. I will not tie up any longer. Hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.